Welcome back to Tech Unpacked, the podcast where we pull apart the fascinating, the quirky, and sometimes the truly clever innovations that are shaping our world. I'm Mark, your resident tech enthusiast, bubbling with excitement, as usual.
And I'm Jenny, here to ask the questions everyone else is thinking. Mark, you've been, shall we say, a tad animated about something all week. Spill the beans. What's got your circuits firing this time?
Oh, Jenny, you are not ready for this. Okay, picture your grandparents' living room, right? Now picture their TV, not just for watching reruns, but also gently reminding them about their morning Tai Chi class, maybe about lunch, connecting them with family on a video call, and even, get this, telling staff when they wake up in the morning.
Okay, wait. My grandpa's TV barely handles Netflix without a full 10-minute tutorial from me every visit. You're telling me it's like a personal assistant that also spies on his sleep schedule now?
Even better. We're talking about K4 Connect, a company that just launched K4TV, a hospitality-style infotainment platform specifically for senior living communities. And it's now integrated with Bream, a wellness content provider. It's a proper ecosystem.
K4TV and Bream. A senior living tech transformation, you say? Break it down for me, Mark. Give me the elevator pitch, preferably without too many bells and whistles.
Alright, so here's the really neat part. It's not just a TV. It's an enterprise-managed infotainment platform. Think of it like the super smart TV you'd find in a high-end hotel. But it's tailored specifically for seniors and their unique needs. It bundles streaming services. Yeah, Netflix is in there. Alongside emergency alerts, community updates, and now, Bream's dedicated on-demand wellness content, all in one easy-to-use interface.
So instead of residents juggling, like a tablet for video calls, a paper calendar for community activities, and a regular old TV for their shows, it's all consolidated into one central hub? That makes so much sense. Fewer gadgets, less confusion, right?
Exactly. It replaces those scattered devices and those sometimes missed notice board announcements. But here's where it gets particularly interesting for the communities themselves. It dramatically cuts down staff workload. We're talking a significant reduction in activity coordination hours, freeing up caregivers for more personal interactions.
How does a TV system do that, though? Is it just scheduling Bream classes automatically, or is there more to it?
That's a big part of it. The Bream classes get auto-broadcast straight to the residents' TVs. This alone saves caregivers about 30 to 40% of their coordination time. Jonathan Gould, the CTO of K4 Connect, even mentioned they're getting staff alerts automatically when residents awaken, thanks to smart lights integrated into the system. That allows for targeted check-ins, rather than doing time-consuming, facility-wide rounds.
Whoa! So the TV isn't just a content delivery system, it's like a central component of a larger smart home network within the community. Is that where Fusion OS comes in? I remember you mentioning that once.
That's it. Fusion OS is K4 Connect's patented underlying system. It's the central nervous system, if you will, connecting all these disparate technologies. The smart lights, the TV, the community's internal systems, even wearable devices. It handles the data flow, automates tasks, and makes sure everything talks to everything else seamlessly and securely.
Okay, that is genuinely impressive. Freeing up staff time is a huge win in senior care, especially with staffing shortages being such a challenge. But let's talk about the user experience, Mark. Seniors aren't always tech-savvy, as we've discussed. How accessible is this K4TV for someone who might struggle with modern tech or have physical limitations?
Great question, Jenny. And it's something K4 Connect clearly put a lot of thought into. This isn't just tech slapped on. It's purpose-built. They've integrated some serious accessibility features. Think large text for readability, simplified, icon-based navigation that makes sense, and voice commands, so you can just tell the TV what you want. They even went as far as designing tactile remote controls after trials with residents who had arthritis, which is just times chef's kiss.
Tactile remotes. That's smart. I mean, how often do we see tech companies truly engage with their user base like that? It's not just about adding a big button mode. It's about thoughtful design for very specific needs. That attention to detail can make all the difference.
They saw nearly an 80% adoption rate, even among users with what they called low-tech skills. Precisely because of that intuitive design. It shows that empathetic design isn't just a buzzword. It directly impacts user engagement, and how widely something is adopted.
And the Bream integration. Ryan Reed, Bream's CEO, talks about empowering residents to move, create, and relax independently. How does that translate into actual engagement within the communities?
It's a significant leap. They've seen a 65% increase in group activity participation. Residents can curate their own viewing menus, blending entertainment with community news and those Bream wellness programs. So if grandma wants her yoga class right after breakfast, it's there, easy to find, without her having to click through a bunch of confusing menus or, ask staff to set it up for her every time.
That's wonderful. It sounds like it's reducing isolation and empowering residents to take control of their own well-being. But Mark, with all this connectivity and monitoring, what about data privacy? Where's the line between helpful monitoring and, some might say, surveillance, especially for a vulnerable population?
That's a critical point, and K4 Connect does address it head-on. They emphasize HIPAA compliant protocols for all resident data. Access to dashboards for staff is tiered, so only authorized personnel see specific data, preventing unauthorized health data views. It's a tightrope, balancing care needs with individual anonymity, and they seem to have put a lot of thought into safeguarding that consent and data.
Good, because while saving staff time and boosting engagement sounds like a dream, the ethical implications of monitoring people, especially vulnerable populations, are always something we need to unpack. What about the counter-arguments? Are there any downsides or challenges people bring up with this kind of integrated tech?
Absolutely, Jenny. While it offers many benefits, questions do arise. For example, some critics argue that even with consent, constant monitoring, even for their well-being, could erode a resident's autonomy. It's a delicate balance. We've seen studies show that while many seniors appreciate safety features, others feel a bit, watched instead of cared for, if that makes sense.
I can see that. It's like, are people adopting this technology out of genuine choice, or because it's the most convenient option, or perhaps the only option made available to them? And what about those who aren't tech-savvy, even with simplified interfaces? Does it truly bridge the accessibility gap for everyone?
That's another valid concern. While K4 Connect has done tremendous work on accessibility, the large text, tactile remotes, voice commands, research indicates that no single solution works for every individual. Those with severe cognitive decline or very advanced visual or hearing impairments might still find even these interfaces challenging. We can't assume a universal fit.
Right, so the 80% adoption rate is impressive, but it doesn't mean it's perfect for everyone within that community. And then there's the human touch. If staff time is reduced for check-ins, are we potentially replacing meaningful personal interaction with automated alerts? Could that, over time, lead to an unintended feeling of social isolation for some residents?
It's a risk, isn't it? Social isolation is a known issue for seniors, and while freeing up staff for higher-value tasks sounds good, we need to ensure those new tasks still involve genuine human connection. We don't want to accidentally de-skill staff either, where they become passive monitors rather than active, engaging caregivers. It's about finding that sweet spot between efficiency and empathy.
And one more thought: reliability. A system this integrated, with Fusion OS being the central nervous system, feels like it could be a single point of failure. What happens if the internet goes down, or if there's a serious glitch? Are emergency alerts affected? Could a power outage disrupt everything?
That's a critical infrastructure question. Any centralized platform relies on robust IT support. Outages or glitches could, indeed, disrupt multiple essential services. Senior populations are probably the most vulnerable when digital systems fail, so reliable backups and immediate technical support become paramount. One study I read highlighted that care facilities often struggle during transitions to digital systems if that immediate support isn't there.
Makes sense. It's good to dig into those potential drawbacks, even though the forward-facing benefits seem so clear. What about the future? Where does this technology go next?
Oh, Jenny, this is where it gets interesting. Verging on the sci-fi. Think predictive content curation. Fusion OS's analytics could soon automatically suggest Bream classes or activities based on a resident's mobility patterns, their social interactions, or even their detected mood. And they're working on seamless cross-device synergy. Start an activity or call on your K4 Connect tablet and seamlessly hand it off to the K4TV screen, for example.
So the system learns what you like, when you're most active, and tailors your experience? That moves beyond just convenience to truly personalized care. Wow. This K4 Connect, K4TV, and Bream integration really sets a new benchmark in senior care tech. It's not just about entertainment. It's about holistic well-being, operational efficiency, and thoughtful accessibility, all while navigating those crucial ethical considerations.
Precisely. It's a powerful example of how technology can genuinely improve lives when designed with empathy and purpose. It's not just a smart TV for an older audience. It's an ecosystem designed to bring dignity, independence, and tailored support.
And that, Mark, is a future I can wholeheartedly get behind. What a fascinating look into the evolving landscape of senior living tech. Thanks for unpacking that, Mark.
My pleasure, Jenny. And thank you, everyone, for joining us on Tech Unpacked. We encourage you to weigh in. Would you feel comfortable with this kind of integrated tech for a loved one? And why or why not? Let us know on social media. Don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review. We love hearing your thoughts.
Catch you next time.